to another video. I'm Smahle Mkhize and this is my channel. If you are a regular degular, a regular liker, a regular sharer, honey, thank you so much for coming back once again. And if you're new here today, welcome to the channel. Make sure that you click the subscribe button so you can join the regular Degulars. We are on the road to 40k, so please do make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. So today I'm back with another informative video. I'd like to think, I feel like I have been doing a few videos about this in collaboration with Moreland, and I've been very intentional about what information I put on these videos. Many of them have been my personal experiences and things that I've done, and many have kind of challenged me to do research and find information for you guys, and so this is very much on theme with Moreland University. As you guys know, Moreland is a university based in the States, and they offer online programs for teachers who want to upskill themselves and stand out in the market. You can do a master's through Moreland. We can do a Teach Now certificate, which the one that I completed. So I've done so many videos, in-depth videos about this, so definitely check them out. I've put all the links in the description box, and you can take a look at the playlist of videos that I've done. You can also head over to their website for more information. So this video is in collaboration with Moreland University, and today I'm going to be giving you guys tips for balancing work and studies. Now this is so important because I feel like it does speak to how you complete whatever course you're doing, and how you come out at the end of it. And so I think sometimes when we think about studying, we think, oh, it's going to be simple, you're going to just study, and many times people don't finish, people don't actually complete with good results, and some it's kind of just a waste of resources because they didn't really plan out and they weren't able to balance university and working, and one of them start to lack. So I think it's super important for us as young adults to kind of share tips and have these conversations so that we can thrive when we are studying and when we are working at the same time. So yeah, let's get straight into these tips. You'll let me know more tips in the description box, guys, in the comment section rather. Please share what you are doing to thrive and to balance. And it is a balancing act, honestly. You don't always have it together. I will be honest with you guys, like when I was studying, I was doing Teach Now, I was doing my YouTube, I was working in a kindergarten. It was a lot to balance all of it, and it's never a balance act that you get right all the time. But it's so important to have systems in place to enable you to work smart and to come out at the end of it understanding what you did, enjoying your course, and being able to apply it in the work that you do. You want to be able to retain and remember and apply as much information as possible. So yeah, let's get into these tips. So the first one I want to chat about is time management. So guys, I do have my points here. I will keep looking down just to recall and so that I don't go off track. So time management, I know, is one that is really overrated. People say it a lot, like time management. But I feel like a good way to look at it is like to do like a time management assessment in your life. Like before you go into your studies or before you start doing your modules, look at what you are spending the most time on. Okay, so identify that. Don't be hard on yourself and be like, ah, you're wasting time, Like identify, be realistic. Where are you spending the most time and where are you spending the least time, and then figure out where do you need to be spending the most time to make sure that you get your work done, to make sure that you are doing well at work, to make sure that you are using your time better, and that will ensure that you reach your goals. So that way you're understanding, okay, when you are doing something that that is the place where you spend the most time and it's not the best use of your time, you instantly make that identification. So I think having that awareness and not being oblivious of the fact that you're spending so much time scrolling on Instagram, and then you're like, where did time go? Girl, the time went on you scrolling on TikTok. So it's important to know where your time is going and then making that adjustment and putting in the time and the things that will help you reap the results that you want. Okay, so make that time management assessment and manage your time well. All right, the next one I want to chat about is creating a study schedule. Now guys, this doesn't have to be something that is so elaborate. It doesn't have to be like on Excel and this and color coordinated. Just have a study schedule. If you are someone that has to be, if you're studying part-time, obviously, and you need to submit assignments every Tuesday, you know that you have 7 days after your class to make time to complete your assignments, to read through the materials. So allocate daily, weekly, whatever the case may be, where you need to make sure that you are allocating time to do work, to do whatever it is that you need to do. You also need to start making sacrifices at this point. So when you're creating a study schedule, you need to see, okay, in the past, before I was studying, I used to sit on Netflix and watch shows back to back. Now I need to cut down on that time and do my work. So it will take sacrifices. Like on Saturdays, I used to go on brunches in the mornings. Now I'm going to go and to the library and read up on this topic. So it's so important for you to make those little sacrifices now. It will pay off in the long run. It definitely hurts. I know that for sure, but you will definitely reap the rewards at the end of it, okay? The next thing I want to chat about is creating a study space in your home allocated for you to do your schoolwork. Now, this one, obviously, it doesn't have to be something extravagant, guys. A desk, a chair, your notebooks, your study material, your laptop, and you can add things to make it personal to you. You can add, some plants, you can add a clock, you can even add any other decorative piece that will make the space more aesthetically pleasing for you. But the point of this is that you are setting yourself up for success in the element of you're not studying while sitting on the bed, you're not studying while sitting on the couch or at the dinner table where there are your kids there and there's TV next to you, there's food. You are setting yourself up for success and making sure that you optimize your study time. I'm a firm believer in working smart and not thinking that, I know back in the day we used to think that allocating 10 hours of studying, cross-nighting, like I'm pulling in the hours, I'm going to remember all this information and then I'm going to pass with an A+. Like, I don't believe in that anymore. I believe in allocating time and then maximizing on that time. So creating things and pillars around me to make sure that when I am doing it, it's optimized, you know what I mean, and have no distractions. So it's super important to create that space for you so that when you walk away from that space, you have no regrets. You're like, I put in the work, now I can enjoy, So that's why you guys always say to me, why you work so hard, but also you play hard, because I know how much I worked hard when it was time to work hard. And so I don't have any regrets or any stresses about work, because I'm like, I worked, so I'm gonna have fun, you know what I mean? So yeah, that is super important. Okay, so the next one I want to chat about is do not procrastinate. Okay, so procrastinating, guys, is something that is so it's something that I grew up doing. Let me be honest with you guys. I used to wear it as a badge of armor. I used to wear it as a badge of honor. Sorry, not a badge of armor. A badge of honor, my ability to procrastinate. To be in high school when you go to write exams and tests, when you guys are standing outside before the exam and you'd be like, guys, I only started studying last night. And when you get your results, you get A+. It was like, bruh, how did you do it? You always leave things to the last minute. It used to be this cool thing. Girl, no. Stop doing that. When I was in varsity, I did it a bit and then I realized this is not gonna work out for me. And then honestly, when I was doing it in varsity, it used to be such a trigger for me, anxiety, stress. I used to eat unhealthily. I used to have horrible sleeping habits when I procrastinated, and it never meant good things for me and my body and my mental health. And so when I got into my 30s and honestly my early 20s, I knew I need to not be a procrastinator anymore. Procrastinating is a thing that I do when I really want to, be stressed and I want to be, unhappy. And so I made a choice. I no longer want to be a procrastinator. People always make fun of me, hey, Sva, when you say you're going to do something, you do it now. You don't leave it. And that is me, guys. I will not. I will make sure that things get done. I give myself time to do a task, to complete something, so that I am getting all the skills that I should be attaining along the process. If you try to do something that needs to be done in 2 weeks, in 1 day, you are missing out on all the things that you could learn during that process, and you are rushing it and you are cramming it into 1 day. Can you imagine like how much stress, so much anxiety, so much pressure that is, you know? So I believe that, you know, guys, you need to, you know, do not procrastinate when you are someone who is doing work and studying at the same time. Even work in itself, work life, family, gym, whatever, all the things that you're trying to balance. Try to minimize the procrastinating. And it's hard, like I know procrastinating and sitting and scrolling on your phone is so nice. Like it's like, oh guys, I have no worries. You're kind of running away from everything you have to do, but in the end it's hurting you. No one else is getting hurt but you. So that for me has always been my like internal voice that's telling me like, I do not want to be that girl again. Nothing was cute. So please don't procrastinate, guys. Try to build systems in your life that will allow you to give yourself ample time to study, to give yourself ample time to do your assignments, so that you're not leaving it till the last minute. Okay, I spoke a lot about that one. The next one is also very important that I live by, which is to be consistent and to have a routine. Like, I know that it's so common for kids and children to have routine. As teachers, we know it's so important for the smooth sailing of your class for you to have routine, consistent. Kids thrive on routines, and I believe that as adults we also thrive on routines and being consistent with that routine. I know that routines help us to build systems when we are going, you know, when you have a routine in place, you know that when you don't feel like it, when you're having your low days, you don't need, you know, this excessive amount of effort to get through the day, because you know what you need to do. It's like autopilot, you know what I mean? You don't need to be doing too much when you're not doing well emotionally, mentally, whatever the case may be. So it's super important to have a consistent routine in your life when you are a working, studying adult, so that you can have a better way to make choices. It also avoids you from making bad choices, because when you have a routine, you know that routine is based on you being your best self. And when you are not making choices along that routine, you know that you are, going backwards. You're taking 10 steps back. So having that routine and being consistent with it is super important. If you know that you have your meals readily made already, you don't have to make bad choices about what you're going to eat, because you already have a healthy choice in the fridge. When you know that you have a consistent study schedule, you know that you've done your labels, you've done your book reading, whatever the case may be, and you know that you have your assignments to do at specific time, you know that you shouldn't be watching that show. Like it eats you up inside. So I think it's super important that you build some consistency and you start having a routine, so that it's super important for you to make good choices and to get the work done. You know what I mean? So yeah. The next one I want to chat about is communicating with your employer. I think many a times when we study, we think we need to hide that information from people. And I understand when you come from for me specifically in South Africa, when it is when you come from a traditional black family that I come from, a lot of times growing up, I was told that don't tell people things that you're doing. People are not going to be happy for you, blah, blah, blah. Which is fair. I've actually learned that the hard way, but in the same time, I think it's super important to communicate that with your inner circle, to communicate that with your employer. Don't tell everyone at work, but tell your employer, your HR, someone that will have some empathy, and will kind of understand when you need to do certain things. You need to communicate. If you are feeling like you're under pressure, communicate that with them. Most times they understand that you building your skills to make you a better employee for them. So they will be, I wouldn't say they will be more lenient, but they will be aware. And so I think that awareness is super important. It's not to say that you're going to get things like thrown under the rug and you won't, you'll get extensions or deadlines, But if you communicate ahead of time and say, hey guys, I'm having a really crazy week, blah 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 blah, please could I da da da, or please can I go home earlier today, they will definitely be more understanding. But if you are someone who's just asking for day offs and things like that, and you're not telling them why, I think that is when the red flag starts, you know. So definitely communicate your concerns and your availabilities and things like that, and let them know why you're studying and where you see that being a benefit for your career and working for them, you know. All right, the next point I want to chat about is getting enough rest and eating well, prioritizing eating well. Mind you, I didn't say be on a diet, okay? I didn't say starve yourself, but I'm saying prioritize eating well, prioritize rest, and remaining healthy both physically and mentally is key, okay? Keeping your mind healthy, sleeping well, 7 to 8 hours, you know, that will help strengthen your immune system and your memory and your ability to study and remember information and retain information. I think many a times when we're studying, we want to gravitate towards easy, quick snacks. We want to drink things that keep us awake. And those things, guys, I get it. It's the traditional way of doing things. But I found as an adult growing up that when I take care of myself mentally and physically, and I sleep well and I eat well and I have fun with my friends and I socialize, those things, when I pour into myself, I really show up as my best self. And so when I deprive myself of all the basics rather, it really does take away from me, and then I'm not showing up as my best self when I'm studying. So I say, you know, take time to eat well. If you want to have that burger, but don't have a burger every night. Try minimize your snacking when you're studying. Drink lots of water. Sleep as much as you can. Do not do the cross-nighting thing, because the cross-nighting thing is starting when you are procrastinating, when you're leaving things to the last minute, okay? So if you space it out and have a study schedule, you're getting in those hours of sleep and your brain is getting time to rest and you are able to retain information, okay? All right, the last one I want to chat about is actually telling your close friends and your close circle of people about your why for studying. You know, I think I have been always saying to you guys that, you know, don't share plans, share results. Keep your cards to yourself. And that is because I was burned so many times telling people things, people that I didn't trust, people that didn't care for me. So it's so important for you to identify the people in your life that are your close circle, that love you, that care for you, that will be your external motivator when you are lacking that internal motivation. So you need to speak to those people and tell them, guys, this is what I'm doing. I'm studying my master's. This is why I'm doing it. I'm going to need you guys to be there for me when it feels like I can't go any further. It's important that you have those people in your life, guys, because that's why it takes a village. Even when you're an adult, you need a village around you. We say it a lot when it's a kid, when it's children, like it takes a village to raise children, but it also takes a village to maintain, you know, this adult and be the best adult you can be. And so I think you need people that will tell you the truth around you, people who will love you and support you and keep you motivated. Like, hey, you're not really making a good choice. You know that you've got exams tomorrow. Maybe you should go to bed. Things like that. You know, it's super, super important for them to be there for you. So identify those people in your life and tell them your why. Tell them what you're doing, why you're doing it, and they will keep you motivated if they really care for you and they really love you. And you can be that for them too. All right, my love, so those are the tips that I wanted to share with you. Let me know in the description box what ways you stay motivated, what ways you are able to maintain your study and work balance and life and marriage and all these kind of things. I think many of us in this channel, we are in that season of working and studying. Maybe some of us are starting families, maybe some of us are married, and we need to balance all those things. And it's really tough when you are thinking about upscaling yourself and studying further and getting that promotion or getting that job that you want. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible. You can definitely do it. If you are someone right now who's thinking, I'm just gonna drop out, it's tough for me, excuse me, it's tough for me right now to do this. Let me tell you, you can do it, and it just needs to be small steps. Don't do everything at once. You can't obviously apply all these steps at once, but it's definitely something that can be buildable. And you can start with the first step, time management, and then the next step, create a schedule, and then after that, make a space in your house, you know, where you can study. After that, start lessening your procrastinating. Okay, the next thing, be consistent with the routine. Start building a routine. Tell your kids, okay guys, mommy's gonna be studying now, it's time for you guys to do this. And then that's that every day, you know. Communicate with your employer, you know, get enough rest, prioritize eating well, and then obviously tell your close circle of friends when they start to notice, hey, we're seeing less of you. Why? Tell them why, you know. Don't hide that information from them, especially if people that you care and love. Okay, my loves, I feel like I've said enough. This was from my heart. It really was something that I feel like anyone can apply, and it's something that I'm trying as much as I can to apply in my life every single day. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Let's keep upscaling ourselves. Let's keep studying further. Let's keep doing better for ourselves and for our future generations. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.